Hello, this is a tutorial for an app called Electrical Calc, short form e-calc for iPhone, iOS, iPad, and specifically today for the motor module. So we'll go ahead and go into the motor module. Like all the other modules, it has a back button to get you back to the main menu and a menu button. From the menu button, pretty straightforward. Reset, use with caution, hence the red. Once you press this, it will delete all the motors you've saved and bring everything back to default situation. Email will allow you to email your results to someone in the field, someone back at the office, or it's also quite handy to save your results for future reference. Help is a general help only. You also get help by clicking on any heading of a section, which will give you specific help to that section. Also within the helps are code references. And the video tutorial you're watching right now, that will access video tutorial. They're all on YouTube, so they require some sort of internet connection. Okay, so we'll go ahead and cancel. Now, the motor module, notice it's the only module that actually has a docked section at the bottom, which means it won't scroll and is viewable from everywhere, results or motors. It's showing your motor list, which we'll get to in a minute. Now, in its simplest form, if you just want to come in here and quick solve a single motor on a dedicated branch circuit, you don't want to mess around, then you just come in, don't put a name in, put your amperage of your motor in, number of wires that are feeding it. This is just for conduit fill, nothing more. Set your duty cycle, your minute rating. You're going to find all this on the nameplate of the motor, sometimes in the spec sheet. What kind of overload you're using, breaker, time delay, type of motor, and of course your all-important service factor for your overload size. Once you set all this, if that's all you want to do, hit results. It's going to give you your results for that single motor that you just input. Be aware this won't work if there's motors in the list. This is only going to work when you hit reset, there's no motors in the list, or you've deleted all your motors. Then this is going to work. This is, I think 90% of the time this is what most people are going to be using it for. So put in your results, hit results. It's going to give you your max overload size, your max overload percentage, your overcurrent size, which is of course your fuse or breaker. This is your max sizing, your max percentage. Then your wire sizing. Now wire sizing you can alter a bit. This is one result that isn't set in stone. These ones are uneditable. They're calculated results. This one you can change to aluminum wire. You can change to parallel runs if you so desire. You can also set the type of wire. If you usually use a 90-degree wire. You can even play with the wire size. However, since this is a calculated result, as soon as you play with the wire size, it will turn green on the heading to show that you have altered the calculated results. But it is good because it gives you your allowable ampacity, so you'll be able to tweak this and see how close your ampacity is to what you want it. If you want it to recalculate, there's several ways to do it, but the easiest is probably just to reset the wire size. And let's go reset. Pipe is similar. It's a calculated result right now. It's showing half-inch conduit. It's showing you need to put 4 wires in your pipe, and that there's a maximum of 9. Sometimes when these wires get really close, say you saw 4 and 4 here, you might want to select a different pipe size. Again, turns green to show you've altered a calculated result, but can easily be reset. And of course, pipe fill is dependent on wire type, so you should always have this set to your wire type you're using. Most of the time you won't have to change it. I know we usually use a T90 nylon, so we just leave that on there most of the time. And your final thing is your bonding size for your bonding wire in the conduit. So now that all being said, let's get a little more complicated. So now you have wireless. So you can actually add motors. So say you want a few motors, and you can name them, of course. So maybe we have a, I don't know, neck room motor. That's 100 amps. And then you might have another motor. Call it whatever. Compressor, whatever. Say it's 25 amps. Each motor has its own setting, so you can also set all your duty cycle and everything. Let's just do that for now. Let's just change one to periodic and a 30-minute rating, and you'll see as soon as I change over to my mech room motor, it'll go back to the mechanical room motor settings. So this can be very handy for actually saving a ton of motors and calculating them individually, because when you're on that motor in the list and you hit results, it's showing the results for just that one motor. And if I go over to the compressor motor, you'll see the results change for the compressor motor. Now on top of that, another new powerful option of the motor module is to go to all motors. This is going to show your mains. So it'll show your main overcurrent for all your motors. So this would be like a pre-splitter. And it'll show your wire sizing and your pipe sizing and everything according to all the motors put together. You'll notice overload shows NA because your motors have to have individual overloads, not on the mains. And your overcurrent percentage doesn't matter because that's only table-based per single motor. So when you have a cluster of motors, it's not going to pertain to your results at all. And so the only other option is you can, of course, delete motors. You can never delete the all motors. It's an all-encompassing. It's always there. But you can delete your other motors. If you are going to delete them all like I just did, the much easier route is to go to reset, of course. And of course, all your motors will also be saved on exit. So when you exit and come back in, you will always have your motor list here. And the motor list is unlimited. You can add as many motors as you desire, or memory your phone has, but they don't take up much memory. So that's the motor module. Thank you for buying our app, and I hope you enjoy it, and we'll see you later. Bye.